See, the argument isn't as superficial as you might initially think. Danny, how would you respond to those who make an argument for the papacy by way of practicality? I'd argue with tradition. If it was such a practicality, our Lord would have invented it.
And also, they say it's really useful, supposedly, to have a visible head who can determine truth and deliberate on a minute. Well, how is that working out for you now with Pope Francis?
Yeah, exactly. How does that work out with every Hildebrand? It doesn't.
How does it work out when you have two or three people?
The papal system seems to function better than ours.
The papal system does. No, it does not function better.
Yeah, it's just insulting. I don't understand the logic.
So first off, the papal system was developed by Hildebrand. Secondly, it almost involved a 40-year dispute between a 30-year dispute between 40 years between different people claiming to be popes. There was a brief period, about 50 years, and then an anti-pope Victor came about. And then another brief period of about, 150 years. And then you have the whole Babylonian Great Western Schism, where they had two different guys, then eventually three different guys claiming to be pope. Then that kind of settles down into the 1440s, when you have, again, two people claiming to be pope. And then eventually that kind of goes back to one pope. And then you have the Protestant Reformation, which lost half the population of the Roman Catholic Church.
Sounds like a real great working system.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it was just they did. But look at Orthodoxy during that period. I mean, yeah, there were bad things happened and all the rest, but we didn't lose not 50% of our population. In Romania, for example, or Bulgaria to Islam, nor did we have any problems with the Reformation. Though we didn't have some infallible or supreme pontiff directing everybody. And then what happens? The Enlightenment comes into Europe. Papism couldn't stop that. I mean, it didn't stop the Reformation. It was a disaster as far as I can tell. It was one unmitigated disaster. And then finally, in the Counter-Reformation period, they kind of circle the wagons and try to, hold on to things. Roman Catholicism claims it replenished its numbers, but it replenished its numbers in the 16th and 17th century. You know how? Because they conquered what we call Latin America, and they forcibly converted the population. So, and then you have the French kings basically threatening to, almost set up their own independent Gallican church throughout the 17th and early 18th century. Then the French Revolution. France is essentially lost to Roman Catholicism for all intents and purposes. And then you have the modernist movement in the 19th and then the early 20th century. So, I mean, I don't really see, I don't see the advantage of this papal system. And then eventually you get a crazy guy like a Pope Francis, even more crazier than others, and he doesn't really believe in anything. And you can't do anything about it.